Tonight, an Arizona man wants answers from American Airlines, filing a lawsuit against the company after spending 17 days in jail for a crime he did not commit.
The most horrible experience of my life. I just was trapped and I had no idea why I was there.
Police arrested Michael Lowe at a July 4th celebration in 2021. At the time, he was vacationing in New Mexico. When local authorities there ran his license for an unrelated matter, Lowe was flagged for an outstanding burglary warrant.
If I would have known that I had a warrant, I would have, pursued legal counsel and advice prior to just being snatched off the street.
If I'd have known that I'd robbed some store and I had a warrant, no, he didn't actually rob the store. That's Michael Lowe. He's now suing American Airlines for their part in this wrongful arrest. He spent 17 days in jail, and he said it's probably some of the most horrifically scary time of his life, just over 2 weeks there in prison. But the airline, the way that they went about this, the reason he's suing them is they just simply mistook him for someone else. No, the story's crazy. Let's watch more.
The origins of the arrest? In May of 2020, an entire year prior to Lowe's arrest, police at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport say they were looking for this man as part of an investigation into a break-in at one of the airport's duty-free stores. Surveillance camera footage followed this individual to the American Airlines flight that Lowe was also a passenger on. But according to the lawsuit, when police sought records from American Airlines on its passengers for the flight, the airline turned over information for just one person, Michael Lowe, leading police to put a warrant out for his arrest.
How did this happen? Why did they feel so certain and confident that he was their man and nobody else?
Who knew that the de-escalated American Airlines works hand in hand with police in investigations by giving them one name and that's it? I'm not sure if there's a desk lady, so I don't want to disparage her. But as it went down, this is the reasons why I guess the police decided not to really investigate themselves. More details. So identify and locate the suspect in the burglary. Airport police obtained a search warrant ordering American Airlines to produce any and all recorded travel data for passengers, that's a plural word there, on board flight 2248, it's according to the lawsuit. But when police asked American Airlines for a list of passengers, according to the lawsuit, they provided that one name, which was Michael Lowe, who's the guy who was wrongfully arrested. In response to that search warrant, American did not produce any and all recorded travel data for all individuals, is what the lawsuit continues on to say. The lawsuit did not, though, go into detail as to why American Airlines only provided airport police with just Lowe's name, probably because they have no idea why. Now, on that experience in jail and the reasons why he's suing as well, this was the scary stuff he apparently went down and saw. The lawsuit goes into detail describing his experience at the detention center, emphasizing that he lived in a constant state of fear of confrontation or abuse. Lowe was eventually released from the detention center and charges against him were eventually dropped, according to the lawsuit. However, the suit alleged that his experience at the Quay County Detention Center left him with continuous distress and anxiety. Let's let him describe what he went through there. Let's see.
That was just a living nightmare. The violent outbursts, the mental health issues, other medical issues that the inmates were facing that went ignored. The first day or two, I thought, okay, it's a mix up, they'll figure it out. But then I sat in jail.
Maybe I have weird thoughts sometimes when I'm just chilling alone, Maz, but I've thought before, what do you do if you're wrongfully arrested? Because it happens so much and people spend their entire lives in jails. Like, what's my next step? What do I tell my wife to do? It's really odd. And this is one of those cases when it happened, although he spent only 17 days and now lawsuits are flying.
Well, listen, first of all, they say everyone in jail or in prison says I'm innocent, right? So you're over there going like, no, I really didn't steal the peanuts. And they're like, yeah, come on, we know you stole the peanuts. I swear it wasn't me. No, there's a lot of things in this story that are just mind blowing. First of all, I guess, I mean, these two dudes clearly looked very different. So I wonder if how there's like the stereotype they say, like all Asians look alike. And then I've had people come up to me and be like, aren't you Muhammad? And I'm like, no, I'm just Middle Eastern. But so to someone, all white people look alike. Because these two dudes look very differently. But some guy's like, that's the guy. And then the other thing is the white guy who did the burglary, he bought a plane ticket to fly somewhere. So he had enough money to buy the ticket, but he had to break into the duty-free shop. Was that his what kind, I don't even know I don't know what kind of crime the other guy committed, because it looked like he was walking away with like couple of snacks at the
yeah,
duty
it was
free
really
shop.
weird. I was like, what are you bringing to duty? Yeah, look at it. He has an armful of that picture. He's like hugging one arm full of like a couple of packages. We don't know if that's what was ripped off from the duty free shop. But no, I didn't think about that way. He must have spent all of his money just on the plane ticket, maybe some baggage fees.
Yeah, and then this poor guy who got arrested. I can't imagine you're like sitting in business class and they come over there and go, "Sir, you've been downgraded." It's like to economy. He's like, "No, to jail." It's like, what? What did I do? You know,
I need to know
why.
why.
They arrested him on 4th of July, which is also another. It's like the day of independence. Like everyone got liberated, but you, buddy.
Yeah, and you're not getting out of jail of that weekend. That's for sure. Oh no, I hope that something good comes from this guy from this, because that's, again, man, the thought of wrongfully being tossed in jail when you're just on a flight. And I need an explanation from American Airlines. What is the thought? Because I was thinking that too. I said, they say black folks look alike, Asian folks, anyone else. This is one of those rare cases. He looks just like him. He looks
white folks look alike. And by the way, one other thing here too is, this the what was I gonna say? The American Airlines totally, messed up here. But why does it take them 17 days, the cops, to not figure? You and I just watched 30 seconds of the clip, and we clearly know it's not the same guy. Mm-hmm. So I understand, like, what Keystone cops were on this case that they were like, nah, it's definitely him.
I feel like sometimes there must be some ego trip where they're like, we can't admit that we're wrong here because that's embarrassing. There's got to be some percentage of it that's the case, and they try and drag it out as long as possible. At least we got to double check, because if we got to make sure that we're actually wrong, because there's no way we're wrong, right? Even though it's obvious.